Changing the EVAP canister purge valve on a Chevy HHR. Difficulty, super easy. You can do it! Tools needed, glove, flathead screwdriver, pliers, 13mm wrench or a small crescent wrench, and the time. It should only take about 5 minutes or less. This is a screenshot from my 06 HHR, the Mode 6 category for diagnostic trouble codes. I wasn't shown a P0442 code yet, but this was showing a fail before I changed the part out. I forgot to take a screenshot of it when it was showing fail. The EVAP canister purge valve is a relatively inexpensive part, about 20 bucks. It's also easy to get at and replace without having to remove the air filter or any other parts. It is located on the driver's side, top of the engine, and you can see right here where it is. On the front vacuum line, there's a small tab you push down to release. A little thing right there on the side releases it over the thing here. A little tab here kind of pops down, you just pull it straight off. The tab for the electrical connector is on the bottom side, so use your finger to pry down a little bit to be able to slide it off. Just pops off. Oops, that's on the bottom. Just pry that down. Pull. Little slip ring right here. Pull it up. Unless things are really dirty, the slip ring should be like a little white or yellowish piece of plastic that you're going to pull up, and while you're holding it up, because it might want to slide back down, pull the hose back off the fitting. Of course, I'm having trouble here because I'm trying to keep my hands from blocking the view of the camera, and I'm not doing such a great job. That should slide off. Oops. Yeah. And then this one has, oops, this one has a slip ring. You pull it up. Last two things you want to do is get some pliers to pry off the plastic pull tab or push tab, and a 13mm wrench to loosen, but don't take the nut all the way off, so you can slide the old part off and slide the new one on to the bracket. But I used a flathead screwdriver to get the pull tab started. And once I got it out a little ways, I take some pliers here and actually wrap it around the stem there and pull out. And it's like attached to a zip tie sort of thing around the electrical cable there, so it's not going to fall down into the engine, so it'll just hang out until you're ready to put it back on. Next up, you want to loosen the nut on the front of the bracket so you can slide the old part off and slide the new one on. You can use a crescent wrench if you want, but it's a 13mm nut, so I'm going to use my fancy schmancy Craftsman ratcheting wrench. And just so you know, I'm not trying to remove the nut entirely. I don't need to. I'm just backing it off a ways so I have wiggle room to move the bracket around so I can get the part off. Okay, I've got the bracket loose enough, so although my hand's blocking the view, I'm just sliding the part off the bracket toward the engine, and it'll just slide right off. I read that you can do a test by blowing through, although I'd make sure it's clean first, but blowing through the part to see if you have airflow, and if you don't, then the part's bad. But I found it difficult to do it on either the old part or the new part. I figured I was throwing the code anyway, so I changed the part out. Original GM part is 2141680. And here I want to show the bottom side where it slides onto the bracket. And here's a close-up of where you need to fit the new part on and slide it onto that metal bracket there. You want to tilt the bracket down a little bit to make it easier to slide the part on. If you're finding it hard to get it back on the bracket, go ahead and take the nut all the way off so you can take the bracket out and put it back on that way. Just don't lose the nut. Once you get it back on the bracket, you just press the fittings back on and they'll click into place. Now tighten the nut down using your 13mm wrench. And you want to make sure you actually got the electrical connection pressed all the way in where it clicks, because if it doesn't, it's not making contact. And that's what you might have noticed. I didn't have mine in all the way. So you gotta make sure you push it in there where the tab clicks on.
Otherwise it'll pop out and then you have all kinds of problems.
So that's how it looks when it's installed. Oh yeah, and don't forget to put the push pin back in. Keep it from sliding on the bracket. As always, thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.